Alright, I under the shirt. You say I under the shirt.
You taking the camera then?
Yeah, just say they go to the I put on TikTok for the shoot.
Get Jake December, right?
Right, yeah.
They go hold 2-3 men in. That's what he.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, hear this. There's no disrespect or anything, but I can't take the car, right? Come. Rami, let's come and take this bottle for sure. Just put it. That's why I said don't come. Come on, we're ready. Alright, first and foremost, we like to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to
Hawa Bahasham Yahushai Sham Rakakadash.
double honor to apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Alright, Shalom. Shalom to the elect. Right, we are Chairman Trinidad camp with the guests. Chairman Barbados. Brother Kosham here at the San Fernando here in South Trinidad. Right, so preachers do another lesson to preach and prophesy the downfall of this wicked ass kingdom of Babylon. Right, Babylon, the great Trinidad is a providence of Babylon. Barbados is a providence of Babylon. And we, the Israelites, are scattered abroad in these different provinces. Right, so we see the curses. We see the punishment being executed on the curses, murder rate, I think the murder rate should be around 170 something, at least by 170, 71 by now, the fourth month of the year, right? The fourth moon, right? Which is scripture, and we see what? We see the crimes or the murders being more grievous. Yesterday or the day before, they had one where they found a body beheaded and burnt. Child, right? Which all befits the prophecies. So you should be saying, Second Ezra chapter 9, somebody can ask Second Ezra 9 and 1.
In Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1, he answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, kind. This what they say is now it's time to get out of sleep because a lot of these things happening before you. And they ain't paying attention, so now we're going to intimate his word, right? So then you know what's going on in this world, in this current world, so things will be a cut. Stop playing the fool, see what's going on. Or make it have better generations to give out a sign. But there should be no sign given unto us, he said, this stuff is doing us. Great distress. You understand? That's when the Lord coming back. But things happen at one time. Right? So Rock 13:13, observe and take heed and take good heed, for thou walkest in the peril of thy overthrowing, when thou hearest these things, awaken thy sleep. Wake up, big man.
When thou hearest these things, awake
From thy sleep. Yeah.
High time to, scripture says, high time to wake out of sleep.
That's right.
Because salvation drawing nigh, but simultaneously with salvation is what destruction, the downfall of this wicked world. Because the elect is going to be saved out of the peril, saved out of the destruction. Like it says even in Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, he shall be saved out of it. When it speaks about the time of Jacob's trouble, he shall be saved out of it. But there's a lot that is going to be caught in it. There's a lot that the Lord, the Heavenly Father, is going to leave behind. Meaning he's not going to protect you. He's not going to be at your succor. He's not going to be at your assistance. He's not going to feed you. And it says even in Zechariah, the 12th chapter, there's a lot of the Lord's people that are going to be destroyed. And that is the rebellious of our nation.
This is the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 3. It said, now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy will, thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thy abomination, and my eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thy abomination shall be in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yehoshai, whose 5 it says, thus says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yehoshai, and evil and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come, it watch for thee, behold, it is come.
Coming. I'm not just coming to America, but coming to the entire world. The scripture saying on second Ezra, we will read it well, and we will do the lesson in transit. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein. To the four corners, there's going to be great stirring up, great events happening that is going to be life-threatening. But certain locations in the earth is going to get hit harder than the others. Like America, there's a hot zone for the nukes, right? Our homeland Israel, another hot zone for nuclear destruction. Not saying that around the world ain't going to have distress and misery, and as the scripture speaks of, the time of perplexity in the four corners of the earth. There's a whole overturning that the scripture says he's going to overturn it until he comes. So the only time we're going to get our peace is when the Lord comes and takes his throne, takes his position here on the earth. That's the only time people, that's why he's called Shiloh. Till Shiloh, good Shiloh goes into peace. One of the Lord's past names in his past incarnations was Solomon, peaceful.
This is Matthew 24.
Isaiah 65 and 11, remember what we said earlier. For ye are they that forsake Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yehoshai, that forget the holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword. We shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, he did not answer, when I spake, he did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that when I let it on. Right. So forsake them before the born after the ways of the heathen, and still living an abominable way. So God ain't have no covering over you. You're going to feel when with that Psalm 17 and 13, with the God's right hand, so he'll come down. You're going to feel that all, yeah. Left hand, so God get the water. When you left hand, you all come out, you saw either. When they can be spirit, that will be spirit. That's right.
They prepare for the troop, right?
Yeah.
Not for the holy mountain. The holy mountain is just here. They take heed to this.
Yeah.
But they take heed to what? That troop. They take heed to Esau. They join unto Esau. They say, woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help.
And now, kind of as you mentioned in the troop here, when you go into the word troop in Isaiah 65 and verse 11, right, there are two strong words here, two root words in Hebrew here, which one is H 1409, which is God, which is fortune, good fortune, right, in the sense of distributing fortune. And this is what Jacob gravitated to do today, to the fortune of this world, the riches of this world. The scripture speaks about them going under every green tree. So wherever they see prosperity, there's where they go. There's where they will prepare themselves to deal with, to sacrifice unto. They're preparing themselves to meet their power. They're preparing themselves to be in right standings with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yehoshai. But they're preparing themselves for the troops of this world, the fortunes of this world. Right? Seeking careers and all these things. They're preparing the table for troops as well.
You see that because you're on social media, TikTok, and you actually see witchcraft more prevalent. You see witches coming out not in the closet anymore, homosexuals out of the closet. Why the majority of chick, what we see now, the whole Hollywood, when you used to say that Hollywood, the whole Hollywood industry being revealed, that they all moles. That's right? Well, for what price will a man sell his soul? Right?
You see that 2,000 years ago, the man who had rent in possession, I was like, say, you gotta sell all your hand, come and follow me. He couldn't do it.
Nick Cannon. This next one, the one that was the kind of goat man in Percy.
Right.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt.
Percy Sledge. edge, yeah. Not Pussy Sledge, sorry, the hell that singer. Pussy something. I forget it. Is it like a kid's show now? I forget his name, but he was our next Jake. He was an actor, right? And he was like one of them that come up in Disney or one of them shit. So he was in that movie with Bow Wow. He was Bow Wow brethren. When Bow Wow won the lottery ticket, his brethren, remember his Bow Wow, he brethren and a girl, right? He was in that movie, the dark, the belly bouncing Jake. He's the next one I know that he's an Israelite, and he come out. He was the next one that come out hard, like he go and bring all the camps together. Where he know? Where is he now? Yeah, Kodak Black, and he had. Where's the next one? Kendrick Lamar, right?
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
Kyrie Irving.
They, all of them fall back to the wayside, right? Going back to the parable, because they had no root, right? It was sold in them, but they had no root. You understand? When they put the squeeze up on the cannon, what happened? He said, "Nah, boy, this money, boy, I ain't no longer Jew."
So the other originator for the word
So like, yeah, think about it. How he saw move. He saw them bring a low level to deal with it. He saw them even bring vocab and low to deal with it on the world stage. He saw bring a rabbi. They overkill. You understand, to deal with the canon on the public stage, on the world stage. They bring a rabbi to deal with. They could have sent vocab alone and he would have confirmed him. You understand? Because he doesn't know, he didn't come upon any great millstone. Because none of the men who in the world, you ever see anybody who in the world come out and say that they learned from great millstone? Right? They understood the truth from great millstone, no? Because there's a good soil. There's a good soil, and if you learn the truth from, if you're rooted and grounded, right? If you should say, Psalms 1, you'll be like a tree planted by the rivers. You have what? You have the roots inside, and you get nourishment. They would have been of quality, and they would have left off all the world. You would have seen that. You would have seen that star of heaven. You would have seen him on this side, or this side of the fence, on this side of the line. You would have seen him, right? If he was taught of great millstone, but all these stars of heaven on this side that taught him, was given the sinews and the skin, just knowing that he's an Israelite, but not the breath. Not the breath. They don't have the breath. They don't have the understanding what it is, what it means to be an Israelite now. Now you're called back. Now you're being called back to your heritage. I have one real quick one for you. It's Isaiah 63, 65 and 1. I am sought of them that ask not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me, unto a nation that was not called by my name. Right? And there's a piece of height right there. Because how the Lord saying, behold me to a nation not called by my name. You're not called Asherah in the land of Hosea. Right? Yeah. In the land, verse 9. Hosea 1 and 9.
Hosea 1 verse 9. Then said the Most High, call his name Lo Ami, for ye are not my people, and they will not be your power.
Right?
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered.
No, them Jews in the land, they look like the sand of the sea that can't be measured. They can count them. They can call them Israelites. Them who's, they can count them in Hollywood. They can almost count them in New York, because they own Manhattan. They own the Diamond District. They own California. They own Hawaii. They have certain things that they own. Right? They own Europe. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass.
They can identify them too. When Israel, when they understand the scriptures, Israel is promised not to be able to be identified. Israel is like a scattered bird. But they just call themselves one tribe, Jews, which is an abbreviation of Jews. Put on here, right? Abbreviation of Jew, which is of Judah. Jew. The word Jew is an abbreviation of Judah. That's just one tribe. What about the other? 11? Right? What about the other? What?
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
Yeah, what?
You are not my people.
When we being said, anybody could be a who, except for the true 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. we are just subjugated to being niggers, spicks, shines, wetbacks, right? Proverbs and bywords, which was all good because it all things work out to the benefit of them that fear Abashim Shine. Somebody has to fulfill these prophecies. And that lot fall upon the true Israelites. Right? Being identified. Go ahead.
There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
Right. So when Yahweh Shai comes in that chariot, you know, I love to say, I personally make that observation, I love to see the heavenly going to declare the glory twice. The mushroom clouds going up, prophecy being fulfilled, the Lord good make good on his word, and with Solomon 5. The strangers of our salvation, how are they numbered amongst the most high elect? When we count his life to be madness. You understand?
Hey, we ain't niggas no more. Yeah, we was in the world being niggas, like monkeys swing on a tree, you know what you want to see it? But it's gonna just say that there you shall be called the sons of the living power, man. So that should do saying when the spirit he's coming back to that standard being the son of the living power. Something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Isaiah 44 and starting at verses 2. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee.
Which will?
Help thee. Fear not, O Jacob,
Fear not,
my
O
servant, and thou Jeshurun.
Who need help? Who need help?
Big time, boy.
Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? We need help. We the people oppressed. They should just say they cry out by reason of oppression by the hand of the Almighty. We need help. You know, who crying out on the WhatsApp groups in Trinidad? Well, they're crying out for all manner of oppression, right? Heavy taxation through what? Ticketing. Through ticketing. $5,000 ticket for having a radio, a CD player in a taxi. You understand? They're giving you rules and regulations to operate a motor vehicle, right? And they're supposed to meet the criteria, but their roads don't meet the criteria. So it costs more to operate the vehicle, right? It costs more to just get the vehicle operable, and to pay the gas. We're talking about the gas, right? Just to be on the roads, but the roads not be fitting the vehicle now. You just want to say something?
But then like the rich man and Lazarus, go back to Eliezer, the one who God helped. Right? So as the brother, we begin the precept, and they say, who need that help? Eliezer. Israel need that help. Hosea 13 and 9. Israel
I was destroyed thy son of
need that help.
Because Lazarus, what was Lazarus? A beggar. And what Lazarus was, he was a beggar, and daily he would go to the rich man, being in a poetic sense, go to the rich man just to get the scrums. Which people today is on living on minimum wage? As the scrums, living on the minimum wage, living on poverty, going through poverty penury, right? Having to go to these nations for the want of all things. If you need money, you go to them, to their banks for a loan. If it is you need food, you have to go to their franchises, their groceries. If it is you need clothes, you have to go to their stores, or you have to go and buy their fabric. If you need to plant, you have to go get the fertilizers and all the isers from them. That is Lazarus, the ones who have to go to the rich man. The rich man, people coming to him. Who is the ones that have people coming to them? The so-called white, the Caucasian race in your world today. These are the ones that on top.
Who's biggest consumers?
Black, so-called blacks.
Psalm 9 and verse 9, it says, the Lord Yahweh also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble, and they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou Yahweh hast not forsaken them that seek thee.
See, it goes back to knowing the name. They that know thy name shall put their trust in thee, and he's not going to forsake them. And the scripture says in Sirach chapter 2 verse 10, look at the generations of old and see were there any that put their trust in the Lord and was forsaken, or did abide in his fear and was confounded? None. Is the answer to that? None. So we today, through our patience, as the scripture speaks of, in a patient possess your soul, that patience have a perfect work. Here is the faith and the patience of the saints. We're waiting for the promises of the Lord, and while we're waiting, Like Zephaniah 3 and verse 8, wait ye upon me till I rise up to be pray. And then verse 9 talks about him returning that pure language that we could call upon his name while we are waiting. And this is what we have.
If you have rest, you're safe from your enemies. You have refuge from your enemies. Right? So our refuge, Isaiah 31 and 5, coming, he's going to deliver and he's going to preserve and what? Defend.
That's right.
Right? I'm going to just finish off the Isaiah 65 and 2. It says, I'll spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts.
That is Israel. That is how he did that. Stretch out this hand through this work. And they rebelled against it. They cling to their Jesus. They still cling to their Allah. They still cling to their dumb idols. As we just went going into they prepared the table for that troop, right, which goes into the Babylonian deities of this world. People that they lean upon. The scripture talks about them leaning upon Egypt, which is ultimately going to pierce them. But there's a remnant that will no more lean or stay upon him that smote them, but shall what lean upon the Lord, in all caps, being Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and in truth. As the scripture says, and as we are designing, I don't want to go into it, right, 4-way test, right? And you have to keep in your mind. Whereas of the things we think, say, or do as a nation of people today, we have to think, the scripture says, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are honest or good, think on these things. Now it's time to focus on truth. A lot of you are caught up in the entertainment world. Let's see what Jay-Z is doing. Let's see what Rihanna is doing. Fuck them. They sold their soul. They're on their way to death.
Hey, you all know seeing what we've been saying. Up to your apostles and elders and brothers with the diligence, we've been telling you all that they sold their soul to the devil and they had to do wicked, heinous acts in order to receive that money. Right? And the mere fact that they have that money and they're not able to share it with the community in a righteous type of way, it's because there's wickedness there on love. We've been telling you all that. We've been telling you that they are sodomites and all manner of abomination they have to do to keep them riches. All manner of rituals they have to do to keep on every green tree. Their prosperity comes with a price. It comes with the price of their soul. It says, Proverbs 1 and 20, wisdom cried without, she uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse. In the openings of the gates, she uttered her words, saying, how long will the simple ones, will he love simplicity? And the fools hate knowledge. Sorry, love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Right?
And we say, we just mentioned wisdom cried without, in the chief place of concourse, she opened her voice. Matthew talks about, wherewith all shall he liken this generation, like children in the marketplace, what? Calling unto their fellows. So the wisdom that is crying out is not for everyone. There's wisdom that is being pushed for. We said in Sirach 24, let thy dwelling be in Israel. That wisdom. So this wisdom that we're bringing out is for the Israelites. For you. It's for you. This is your wisdom in the sight of the nations today. Right? Apart from the laws, commandments, and statutes, you see, belief in Yahweh Shai Mashiach, this is what we're preaching, and this is your wisdom. And guess what? A lot of you rejected that wisdom, you rejected that knowledge, so the Heavenly Father has to reject you in this time.
They did that because when Israel went to them, they said to them, no. He say, look for your shepherd. Join me. He didn't went on to the other nation, he went to the Israelites. For he knew they were Israelites being wicked in that Gentile state of mind. Right? And they just show all people, the mindset of all people, they don't have that kingly mindset. Right? They have this mindset, to be slaving under these heathens.
Why is he spoiled?
Why is he spoiled? Jay comfortable with that life being in this low state. Right? Working for minimum wage, and the scripture talk about that in Haggai. You have to work 12 hours a day for what?
They don't earn wages.
Haggai 1 and 6.
And then what? You're subject to payments. Right? So is the guy's oppression?
Something here quick here. Jeremiah 5 and verse 31. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will you do in the end thereof?
I was supposed to say that the prophets would have healed the hurt of my people slightly.
Can.
Jeremiah 6, 4, please. Yeah, we can bring it out. I had this one for you. They said something that's the exact words are slip my mind, but this was for that. This is Numbers 23 and I'll start at verse 7. Right, this is the Lord putting Balaam into a trance. And what he saw, he says, he shall pour out water out of his buckets, and his seat shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. The Most High brought him forth out of Egypt, and he brought us out of the first Egypt, but then he said what? No longer is going to be said that he brought the Lord God, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that brought us forth out of Egypt, but that brought us forth out of the land of north. And this is the prophecy at the end that Balaam saw. So this is the second Egypt, right? It says, the power, verse 8, power brought him forth out of Egypt. He had as it were the strength of an unicorn, right? He shall eat up the nations. The nations, when we came out of Egypt, we didn't eat up all the nations, right? Because some was left. We still have Ham. The tribes of Ham, right? Not all of Ham was slaughtered, right? It said he had eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrows. So now we know it's this time because the missile is gonna fly, right?
And then the arrows begins with his men. You understand as in the book of Isaiah 49, Isaiah 49 and 1.
Hey, so like, I say something. I say that we didn't kill all the nations, but all the nations are gonna be killed. No. Esau's gonna be eradicated after 1,000 years. So we need slaves.
Right? So the other days in avoid the coming destruction to the first batch of slaves. You know what I mean? It's a great thing.
Isaiah 49 verse 2, and he had made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand hath he hid me, and made me a polished shaft in his quiver.
In his what?
In his quiver.
And what is being a quiver? Arrows. And there's the prophet saying he had made me like this. So before those nuclear missiles fly, Apostle Paul went into it as well. Right? Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. There's the prophecy, the prophets happening, right? Prophets going out there and declaring that which Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has determined for this place, this wicked world Babylon, right? America, to destroy it. And then with the brightness of his coming, which that brightness ultimately is going to be from his chariot and from destruction by them nukes. Go ahead.
It says, in his quiver hath he hid me, and said unto me, thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified.
Right, you see, he said, and he had said unto me, thou art my servant, O Israel. And where did he say that? He said that here, on this side. Same place where it was said unto us, we are not the servants of the Most High. Same place it was said unto us, we are blacks, Africans. He said, no, thou art my servant, children of Israel. That part we read there where Balaam spoke about, he poured out his bucket and his seed. Out of his bucket came forth water, and his seed being in many nations or many waters. The Lord opened up that well. The Lord sent down that rain from above. The Lord sent down that water of life to those seeds that were scattered. And they lived. Like what it speaks about in Isaiah the 44th chapter. Isaiah 44, you can read around verse 3. You'll pour clean water.
Isaiah 44 verse 3. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground.
Right?
I will pour my spirit upon thy seed.
And this was happening here. The Lord poured his spirit. The breath was given to his people. The elect, beginning with them. That's why we know who we are today. Alright, through prophesying, through teaching, through the waking up of firstly Elaba Bivens. Right? Year 1970, he went out there, he started teaching the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, that they are the people of the Most High. And that work has continued on from up to this day.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And my blessing upon thy offspring.
Blessing upon the offspring. So within these curses, what is the blessing that we have? This wisdom, this truth. So proving that we are that blessed nation. He blessed the offspring. The scripture said, he returned the hearts of the fathers to their children. That's what Elaba Bivens did. The children is the offspring. And in the spirit, we are the offspring of that which this founding father had done. It's a blessing to be here. Blessing to be in this truth. Go ahead.
And they shall spring up.
They shall, and this is what happened. We sprung up. We were always here. When we were young, coming up and that, we want to be when they grow up. We saying all kind of fuckery. Want to be a doctor, want to be a lawyer, want to be this. Nah, the Lord had a different purpose for us, and we sprung up into our purpose. To water Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Go ahead.
They shall spring up as among the grass, as willows.
As among the what?
As among the grass.
With the grass. Scripture says the people, that's in Isaiah the 40th chapter. The people as grass. So among the people, there are men that is going to spring up from amongst those people with the understanding and going to ultimately but grow up as a tender plant. Not like the regular, so you know it have grass field, a vineyard, a pasture. You got the regular grass, but then you got the beautiful flowers. That causing the scenery to be more, you know, beautified. This is what his elect are. We are the beauty of the Lord, glory of the Lord.
Also the horn of the Lord. Going back to what Balaam, right? The prophet saw, well, the Midianite priest saw. Right? Now, let's read it over again. It says Numbers 23 and verse is it we talk about the horn. Yes, sir. It says verse 7, he shall pour water out of his bucket, and his seat shall be in many waters. His king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. Power brought him forth out of Egypt. He had as it was strength of an unicorn. He shall break up the nations. He shall break up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones, and pierce them through with arrows. Right? So Israel is going to be that horn, right? Oh, the unicorn represents power. Right? The unicorn is that one horn. Think of a rhinoceros. Right? A rhinoceros has a horn. Right? And a rhinoceros's power is in that horn. Right? If he attacks you with that horn is going to pierce you through. Right? Now that horn is also the men of, the elect. Right? Micah 4 and but they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand his counsel. For he shall gather them as sheaves into the flock. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thine hooks brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will concentrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. So that horn, that power is going to come back to Israel. It's going to come back to Yashar Allah.
I love you mentioned that too, because but I was just reading. I don't know if you can go down and take more, because it complementing this year. Even in Isaiah the 40th chapter, when it talk about the grass, it speaks about how the grass with our way, the flower with our way, but the word of the Lord is forever. You understand? That's why that now shows that they could do what they want until we. We just come to do the mission, because at the end of the day, we could die, we could do what they can, but the things that the Lord is going to come to pass.
That's right.
And we come back stronger as brother now read, you know. But
You say what? You talk about the dryness, right? The dry ground, the parched land, right? That's the valley. The ship that described here as what the valley of the dry bones, right? When they dry, you're dehydrated, right? You're dusty, you have no water, you need moisture. You see my right? And then the scripture say in Psalms 1, he that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor sit in the seat of the scornful, right? But nor stand in the way of sinners, right? He shall be as a tree planted by the rivers of water, right? So we're no longer dry, we're no longer dehydrated, but we're now hydrated with what? The word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Now the scripture says, a man shall be a hiding, and yes, this too, a man shall be a hiding place as a river of water in a dry land. And you see, and that is the elect. Because the rest of the nation of Israel, they still dry. You Christianity, you dry. You in the desert. You understand? You seeing one set of mirage going on. You in Rija water.
But it's still in a delusion.
It's still in the delusion. You understand? But the elect of the Lord, the men that you see on the street corners, right? Hopefully elect. But we hoping to be a part of that called and chosen, right? Called here now, but we hoping to be the ones that remain, right? Because they're the best place to be.
That's right.
These where it's at. See, in them churches, in them masjids, right? In them Buddhist temple, or they on the block, we don't want to be there. And that is why we do the things that is required of us. We give diligence, right? We pray, we fast, we purify ourselves to be vessels fit for the master's use right here. We don't want the Heavenly Father to remove our candlestick from being here. We don't want to depart or move out of his sight, because the things that are about to come, If you not here, with the scripture say, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
In bold, italics, secret place.
That is it.
You saw not part of that council. Look right here. Look at watching you read that. What's you read that? Right? That's them secret place. That's how them gathering information and sharing information. Our secret place is a spiritual network with our master. That's why the limousine could have pulled up years ago and say, how will I get this information? We spent millions of dollars because it wasn't about carnality, it was about spirit. Right? That it programmed in us, and you saw keep on putting it out in the movies. Remember that movie where it was a Jake actor who acted as 12 years as slave, he used to keep on coming back as a assassin or some kind of thing like that. Right? And he couldn't remember, or he was coming into the memory that he was here. It was like a deja vu scene. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it came out about a year or two ago. Right? They're going to come back, they're going to be looking for that scene. Right? But they will calculate.
So we come Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 14. It says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the Lord. The book of Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 14 says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yoshai as the water covering the sea.
Man, that's a declaration of the
That's
power
right.
that we dealing with. Right, the original again, you make you smile with that one, boy. Bring it back.
This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 14. It says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yoshai as the water covering the sea.
They say there's a manifestation of the glory of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. How the earth is filled with the prophets coming on the scene. So even seeing many things, Father, when you be lifted up, you will see and yet not see.
When my hand is lifted up,
Yeah, when my hand is lifted up, yeah.
and that the earth being filled with that knowledge is not through jet setting. It's not through jumping on plane. Precept you brought out in the numbers concerning unicorn as well. One of the unicorns in scripture references the internet.
Yeah, the internet.
You understand? The
Satellite feed horn.
That's right. Where this word is being pushed, the heavy lifting of this word and the knowledge being pushed through all the four corners is through the internet. That is Psalms 90.
The apostles never come here.
Nope.
Never come Barbados. They don't ever come to Caribbean Islands. I'm sure for apostle come. You come. I mean, like, when they start preaching, they never left. Only go all the place.
Yeah.
To set up a word just hit.
To make one
They
proselyte.
put it on the internet, but it's going. This one spread. I want to say, and the water is just, which represent we can spring it up so it'll go all over the world. That's a spiritual thing there be. Second is just 6 and 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then
And which world is that?
Esau's world.
Esau's age.
Because that age, that eon, has a bound. Has a bound, has a time in.
That's right. It's not that the world, the earth itself is gonna. That people teaching bugged out shit out there, man. Talking about the earth is gonna be destroyed, and you Christians be thinking,
Look up the word
if
earth.
the earth
They're not
destroyed,
diligent. They're not diligent.
what New Jerusalem coming down on too?
They're not diligent. What's the word used there? Eretz? Aratazah? Right?
Like the land.
But how the Lord said
Aratazah.
now, how the Lord said, I will be with you to the end of the world. So if it go and be destroyed, we coming.
Come on. Say, I would bring you to Zion. If the earth destroyed, what Zion will there be to go to?
Let's talk about the moon and the stars and the inheritance forevermore. So is Israel. Right? You said the earth abided forever. I was talking about that cool water. You ever working in the hot sun mixing concrete and you drink cool water, how it can revive you, how it can refresh you.
Yeah, drink hot water now. See, it'll take away your breath. The opposite. When you drink hot water, if you drink, you're exhausted. And you take a bottle of hot water, it'll take away from your breath. But cool water, the Scripture talk about a cup of cold water, which we know is righteousness, holiness, right? But cool water, when you're taking cool, it refreshes, it revitalizes,
It push out the heat.
it pushes out the heat. That way,
Talk about that there.
yeah, go ahead.
Right. Proverbs 25 and 25. It says, cold water to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country.
Gospel. That's right.
Yeah,
Romans 10 and 15. 10 and 15 only Lord don't say beauty. Yeah, 10 and 15.
You got it.
You have it, you have it.
It's great. It's great.
Right,
Go ahead.
But he was holding it for a while too.
I don't get it here, but I read from, yeah, it was 18 or January, but I read from Romans 10 and verse 15. It says, and how shall they preach except they be sent?
Except they what?
Except they be sent.
John 3:33 say, he that is who the Most High sent speaking the words of Yahweh Hashem Moshe. And the Most High gave him not the spirit by measure. So that he can, what that means, that last part there is that any topic that comes along, you have a spiritual answer for it. You have an answer that comes back to the scriptures. And one of the key things I want to bring out after you finish with that precept, right? Because that salvation has come in contrary to many, because you have Israelites that teaching that Esau go and get saved. When they say he outside the temple, right? He outside the temple, he profane, brother.
Psalms 119 verse 155, salvation is far from the wicked.
Revelation 22 talks about them leave the outer court. They the outer court.
Yeah, sir.
Company pigs with sheep.
Yeah. Because when they measure the tabernacle for the kingdom, is what? Walls, yeah. It's the square. How you say? It's 12 square by 12 square. 12, yeah. 12 is 144. It's 12 square by 12 square, right? And they say what? Is the measure of a man, right? That's the true shape with the wind, right? With the spirit is the wind, right? A little bit more than that. But it's all good, right? So Esau is not amongst our number. You understand? Finish off. I've asked him, I'm going to bring when he finish.
It says, Romans 10 and verse 15, it says, and how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace.
The gospel of peace. The gospel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahweh Shai is all peace.
That's right. And you know where you find the gospel? Like Yahweh Shai was speaking about in Luke 4 chapter, Luke 4 and verse 18. He talked about the Lord had anointed him to bring good tidings, the good gospel, good news, good tidings. Right? In Isaiah 61. If you have, you can bring it out.
God is spirit. See, we'll go to Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. It said, the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is upon me, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had anointed me.
And what?
Had anointed me.
And we would put in Hebrew for anointed, Mashiach. So now, this is how Yahweh Shai pinpointed who he even was to them. He was telling them in Luke the 4th chapter and the 18th verse, on the Sabbath day, he was saying that is me. I am the anointed. The Lord anointed me. I am that Mashiach.
That's right.
Go ahead.
God, it said, had anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
Unto the meek. The lowly. The humble. I say in Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 12. No. He's not. He's a violent man.
All his ways are grievous.
That's what we say.
If you look at Esau, right, and you listen to the good news, and the good news is for the meek, Esau is the violent man of the earth. He will be out of place in the kingdom because he lived by the sword. You know, we have seen many movies where soldiers in time of peace feel as though, hey, my life ain't really mean nothing. All I know to do is fight. War is all I know. So this kingdom that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is building for us, Esau will be out of place. So to even teach that Esau could fit in there, you have to remember it's the nature of Esau will make him out of place in our kingdom, you know.
And now look something up here to the spirit, right? What animal of these represents weakness? Guess what it is?
The lamb. The lamb.
The sheep. Esau is not known as a sheep. Who is the sheep?
Israel.
So bring the meekness to a beast, and then that beast connected back to a nation. You will only find Israel. That is the meek.
The reaper is going to separate the goat from
The sheep.
Esau has been described as a lion, a dragon,
a serpent.
He had nothing meek about him.
As king, so you understand. understand the king of the
A
sword.
group of lions is called what?
Pride.
This Esau one?
I have a couple real quick. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 6. How are the things of Esau
Searched out.
How are the hidden things sought up? Right?
Can.
This is Psalms chapter 10. Real quick. Psalms chapter 10 and verse 5. The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasted of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhorred. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after God. God is not at all in his thoughts.
Can.
His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He had said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity.
He's proud. So now the gospel.
One more. His mouth, because the Lord given us all the characteristics and the attributes of this devil. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud under his tongue. His mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places which he murdered the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He did catch the poor.
He does catch the poor.
He
There were a
did
lot of
catch
you
the
that he
poor.
did catch.
When he draweth him into his net, he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Well, and that Israel felt like that before. That's in Hosea. Real quick, just bear with me a minute. You know, this is Hosea chapter 10 verse 13. He have plowed wickedness, he have reaped iniquity, he have eaten the fruit of lies. So who produces the fruit of lies?
He saw the serpent.
Your
Natasha.
father the devil, and the works of your father do it he do.
Serpent.
Right? And have eaten the fruit of lies, because thou didst trust in the way of the multitude of thy mighty men. And that's how tutors gonna get take too. Tutors gonna get take too, because they trust in the life. You know, we was coming up in the camp, we was talking about when I was breaking down ODPM and FEMA, they connected. And if ODPM and FEMA connected, ODPM and TEMA connected. ODPM is the Office of Disaster Preparedness Management Agency of Trinidad. Right? TEMA is one of is the version for Tobago, right? Puerto Rico is FEMA's, right? Where the body bags, casket liners, and the guillotines are kept, right? They're in league with the Masonic lodges. One Masonic lodge that has the body bags, casket liners. I can remember these things. Spirit showed me these things. As the apostle Aramla did his video this morning, he went back into some bookmarks, and the domains was removed. But the brothers can always can testify that I've always told them that back in between 2012 and 2016, 17 around there, right? I had the news clip and I have the bookmarks. I still have the bookmarks. So when they go back, they say the domain is closed. Where I actually read the article in the newspaper where FEMA and ODPM are connected, right? They was given their directives from FEMA, where 12,000 by 12,000, because there was two tranches of 12,000 guillotines came into the country, Trinidad. Two tranches of 12,000 body bags, casket liners came into the country in Trinidad. It was reported on the news, right? There's, Puerto Rico being the hub, right? So when the same time it was being reported, of course, in Babylon when it was part, and we were seeing stacks and stacks and stacks of casket liners, right? It then was reported down here that these casket liners are here. They came in tranches, 12 by 12. 12 by 12.
144.
12 by 12.
144.
Guillotines and casket liners. Right? And so I remember it. Right? And they said that the casket liners was going in Trinidad was going to be stored by Belgroves. So when you look at Belgroves Funeral Home, what's the symbol for Belgroves? Is the Masonic compass. Is the Masonic compass. You understand? So the scripture said never trust thy enemy. Though he go crouching, right? Though he go crouching, you just read it in Psalms, he go crouching, right? Go crouch and look polish the looking glass, right? Long time mirrors with what polish metal, polish it again, right? Because what it is naturally oxidized, so it come like fog or get rusty. Oxidation is like a rust, right? The oxidation of copper is green. So like you see the Statue of Liberty, that's actually a copper statue, but it looks green because it oxidized, right? That's all you see. Like when they have gold, when they have fake gold, it's not really fake gold. Because gold by itself, man, you're malleable. So what they do, they add different metals to harden it up. Copper is one of them. But if you have more copper, so like whatever they will weight, right? If you have more copper than gold, what's going to happen is that it's going to oxidize until it's green. So you see it get greener on your neck. It's just that it have more. It's not that it's not really gold. It just have more copper in it than gold. I had this one for you all real quick. Right? This is Job. This is the book of Job, I think it's verse 4, chapter 14. And we start at verse 4. Going back to that who's going to be saved. Right? Job 14 and 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. No, we always bring that out to say that that's Esau. But understand it. When they cast the net, right? The scripture say we fishers of men. We're going to fishers. We have fishermen here. When they pull up the net, when they pull up.
Yeah, you separate clean from your unclean.
Right. But even though you have clean fish, guess what? They still have an unclean spirit. That's out here in the world. Right? So then the scripture say, how could a young man cleanse his way by the washing of the water of the world? So who could bring a clean thing out of the unclean? No, not one. So out of the men that get called into this truth, who's going to be cleansed? Only Israel. Only Israel. And this is a great verse. So we don't preach color, we preach spirit. And that's what they don't see. You will hear Vocab Malone, they have camps like Great Millstone that will have Edomites among them. No, them men are not Edomites. I think of the brother in the Pash across there from England. The man looked like a yeah. He looked like even his speech, like you would think he's an Edomite. But that man full with the spirit. I love to hear us be edified by his lessons. Because these lessons comfort you. It's like, it's so wrong. Don't put a spirit on him, slow it down and you get comforted and you're edified. And Edomite not fucking doing that. When you listen to Edomite lessons, you ever listen to a Christian Edomite?
Yeah, some real trashy. Things always confusing, stepping on their own toes in explanations and breakdowns. You could tell the spirit in working with them.
Billy Graham.
Can.
Billy Graham, they tell you about this. Right? Them men. Joel Osteen.
Can.
Right? Even if you go on 700 Club, you go on TBN, you go on these religious stations and hear them speak. They're in a little council. You will listen. People, when Israelites, when we going off, yesterday we was riding horses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say that, next reason why I say that the man who's walking or something, walking the horse with us, I feel he's an Israelite, to the spirit. Because I made the statement, you made the statement, they say, as Pasha went up, I see princes upon horses. He said, what you say there? I see princes upon horses.
That what he said?
Yeah. And he asked, what you say there? And then when you went up first, when you come around, he said, when it was somebody else's turn, he said, what you say again about the horses? And then, you know what? When I was riding, he came, the spirit had him, he said, what? He said, I have triplets, I don't know where them triplets come out from in my lineage and thing. He started talking about his mother and thing. He said, but I don't know my father. Why would he tell me that? I'm on the horse and he's guiding the horse and he's giving me a story. Why would he tell me that?
Because he don't know who he is.
No.
Remember he asking about, he say he don't know his
Can't,
father. So he don't know who he is, he know his mother. But we know the seed line goes back to the father. So he could very well be a
Jake.
Jake.
Guess what? He could very well be a Jake, right? He came to the father last time with right? Guess what too? Conversation we were having, we were speaking in code. It's either Mike who owned the horse and who owned the whole franchise was only trying to rock this little brother into sleep. Go to school, yes, he could be like my son this, he's a doctor, he work with NASA, the astronauts and all that kind of thing. And you can be like that too. No, we don't want to be like that. We are the stars. Israel is the cosmos. Israel is the universe. You will want to be like us. We don't want to be like you.
Can.
We have our gospel. But when we speaking, we were speaking in code. So like there's something he said, I spoke to the brother and I said, boy, they will seek to please the poor.
Can.
And we laugh, we can laugh and we say, because there's a whole code, there's a whole a different language.
right.
But guess what? He looked like a big fat Elam.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But he underneath the philosophy of who? Ishmael. He says he's a Muslim.
Wow.
But guess what? He had the beard and everything, eh? He had the beard and everything, eh? What I watched him. When he said it, I watched him. And I said, you can't judge on the outward appearance.
Can.
You gotta judge his spirit. The man said he don't know his father.
Can.
The man talk about the oppression that he going through. Or went through.
Can.
Yeah, he talk about the oppression when he have 8 kids. 4 and he had outside. You see he had 2 outside. That's not the curses.
Can.
Yeah, but that's true. But he talk about the ones on the outside. They ask him. They was asking him for money for something like for a birthday or whatever. And the amount of money they was asking for. He said, "What's why?" He said, "I can't afford that." And he said his kids lock him off for that. And I told him immediately. I said, "That's his mother."
Yeah.
For that amount of money that you tell him about, I said, "That's his mother." They been coming with that just so children.
Can.
My children don't care about them thing. Is that daddy can have it, daddy I can have this, yes, no thing, and they understand it. They go on ahead, no malice. Have no malice after that. Children don't have malice. You understand? You should they say be children and understanding, but not in malice or something like that.
But in malice, be children.
But in malice be children.
And understanding be men.
But they understand be men.
Men.
Alright, so I get that confused. So yeah, go ahead.
So finishing in the book of Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. See, he had sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
So who bound? Who in the prison? Spiritually, there's a what? There's a glass ceiling for G. You can't pass it, no matter how hard they work. You understand?
Hard.
You can't rise up. You can't rise up. You can't. And you know what? As we say, who feels it knows it. Who feels it knows it. Who know it? Esau don't know that. The who's in the land don't know that. Them own everything, boy. Wealth is theirs. And them is the ones who speak loftily against oppression. Not against, about oppression. They speak loftily about oppression. They're not against oppression at all. That's all. I want to go back to this real quick. You finished? No, go ahead.
God say to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yoshai and the day of vengeance of our power.
Now the year, the word year, the word hour, it comes back to a season or a time. You understand? So this is the time when the Lord's coming. This is the time of our Lord return. We started off by reading now 2 Corinthians 9 and 1. Measure down diligently this time.
What is the time diligent?
Yes, sir. Now it's high time and the Lord will begin to visit the world which he had made. So things being made manifest. Who is the devil? Who are the saints? The word saint goes back to sanctified. Cleanse. Clean. When they're sanctified, when they cleanse, you're clean. You're clean with what the word.
God say to comfort all that mourn. So who's the one who mourn?
When you read that verse there, it talks about the acceptable year and the what?
And similarly, and the day of vengeance.
The what?
The day of vengeance.
And it was just talking about good news, right?
Good news.
To preach. But the good news for us is bad news for them.
How to be bad
The
news?
gospel is not for everyone. The gospel is for, and within that same chapter that continues to go, because this is what the Lord was reading from when he came. He read from the book of Isaiah chapter 61. When you read in the book of Isaiah chapter 61, it goes into how the Israelites will now begin to drink or get the riches of the Gentiles. In Isaiah 60, it talks about us sucking their breasts, and Isaiah 61 breaks it down. The riches of these other nations is going to flow onto the Israelites. These other nations are going to come bending. They're going to be our servants. They're going to have to work in our vineyards. Going into the captivity of the heathens. This is the chapter that the Lord was reading from. So when it is the Lord sat down with his disciples in Acts the 1st chapter for 40 days after his resurrection, he said he was telling them of things pertaining to the kingdom. The kingdom to come involves the nation of Israel being above all the other. That's a part of the gospel. The nation of Israel ruling over the other nations. They don't teach that in church. So in church, they have another gospel, not the gospel that's written here.
Fast forward back here, bro. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 16. It said, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
They don't read that in church.
They know that.
That
But never
don't
yet,
get read in
never.
Yeah, even before the kingdom, they don't want to hear things like Lord don't even want to see about his saints. That they don't know hear about these things that not everybody could. This is not for everybody. The Bible in itself is not for everybody. All these things they don't teach it in church because they teach a kumaya.
Dumb dogs that cannot bark.
Yeah, the scriptures in Jeremiah 29, the Lord thoughts that the Lord think about us, not evil, but he want to give us an expected end.
That's right.
You understand? So that is what we're looking for, expected end. Things that expected, the Lord come in the chariot, deliver up the saints, and these things, they're not expecting these things. They thinking the Lord coming to save, to rapture up, yeah.
That is why the salvation to come is called strangeness. Strangeness because it's going to be strange to them, not strange to us, right? Because we know what it is.
Listen, when these things happen, look up for your salvation.
Android 9.
We steady with our head up.
That's right.
And they steady with their head down in front of them.
They blindfolded.
Man would say, boy, all the people always stay down, boy. That's why we Indian over all there, boy. All the other work for we, boy. What the scripture say in Amos 9 and 13, he said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper.
Can.
So he just future prophecy.
The plowman, that is the worker,
Right,
the laborer.
right.
It talks about in Job, the 20th chapter, every hand of the wicked, that word wicked there goes into what the laborers. Every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. So the plowmen, the Israelites, the laborers, the ones who working for them, the ones who slaving for them that they use to build up their world,
That bring their
that
prosperity.
brought their prosperity, right? That brought their gain.
Yeah.
These are the ones that are going to now be in that position of master. That's the ones that are going to be in that position of power to be able to lay hands on them, to overtake them. Which if there says, God, a troop shall overcome him, Genesis 49, but he shall overcome at the last. And all the tribes are going to overcome that troop that overcame us.
They said that in the book 2 by Ronald Sanders, the Lord's Tribe and Promised Land. Right?
Yes.
He talk about that, that we is going to be Lord over all these nations. And we're going to rule the world as we once did.
Like it's not Jeremiah, it's like the judges that we always bring out, Judges 5, we bring out verses 11 where it says the rehearsing of the righteous acts. But when you go into verses 12 and verse 13, let me just pull it here. This is what it says. Judges chapter 5 and verses, I start at verse 12. It says, awake, awake, Deborah, awake, awake. And the same thing we're saying in this time. Awake. Time for you people to awake. Right? Utter a song. And this is what we bringing out our song. That new song that the Lord put in our mouth. Arise, Barak. What the word Barak means? Bless. Arise, Barak.
Can.
And we saying, arise, Barak. Who are the Barak? The Israelites.
Israelites. Can.
Rise, the blessed one. You blessed ones, it's time for you to arise. You already your forefather was given a blessing.
He saw too. He saw blessed.
He already cursed. The people of my curse,
Right.
Idumea,
Yeah,
is going to
that-
send them nukes upon them.
That's the thing.
The twist, yeah.
The Lord have it. And that trick back.
That's right.
Because your blessings also your face.
I have a piece of
You
fame.
the fatness and the sword is also your face. You answer them as they had done unto you.
That's right.
And I had that whole in for the longest while, which is
I finished it off here.
that's how with the First Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seen as a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So just touching on the fact that the good news gospel is a good news of recompense, the payback.
Finishing off, it says, and lead thy captivity captive, thou son of Abinoam. Ooh. And Abinoam is Abba Nawam, which is my father is delight. My father is delight. See that? So whose father is delight? Whose people has a father that's delight?
Yeah, wow.
That's right. It says, reading on, then he made him that remaineth. That's it, remind you of the remnant.
The remnant, can.
Him that remaineth. That's who's going to remain. The remnant of an initiated few of the nation of Israel. It says, then he made him that remaineth to have dominion. For the scripture talks about that first dominion. Right? That's somewhere up in Micah. First dominion, the tower of his flock, unto you shall it come. First dominion. Right? Over the nobles, he had made us have dominion over the nobles. Who's the nobles today? Esau, Edom. Right? The elite enter into the gates of the nobles. In Psalms 149, it talks about to bind their kings with chains and their nobles.
Those with fetters of iron.
Right? This honor to all the saints. Reading on, it says, let me read it from the top again. Judges 5 and 13. Then he made him that remaineth have dominion over the nobles among the people. The Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, made me have dominion over the mighty.
If I can bring on the precept to support you here. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 7 from verse 31. And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For we suffer because of our sins.
That's 2 Maccabees 7, right?
Yes, 2 Maccabees 7.
Under the Grecian Empire, but Esau, Edom was ruling. They were ruling in that time. And what they did was, they took some of our people and they was forcing them to eat pork. Right? They was forcing that swine upon them. And these people, our Israelite people, right, people of faith, they stood up against it. Right? They love not their lives even unto the death. This chapter here goes into the martyrdom that our people face standing up against this devil. And this is what we're doing again in this time. We're standing up against this devil, and some of us will be martyrs. But guess what? The martyrs had an understanding. And this is what the brother reading here. The understanding that is coming out of these martyrs more. You read it again.
Right. This is verse 33 now. And though the living Lord be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be at one again with his servants.
That's it. Yeah. Though the Lord punish us a little while, this is what we're saying. The Lord punish us for a little while, but he's going to be one with us again. And that reconciliation is through his son. Yahweh Shai that he sent 2,000 years ago broke that middle wall of partition between us. He was the mediator of the nation of Israel to their power, causing that reunion, that marriage. The marriage supper of the Lamb is come.
He is that bridge, a connection.
That's right.
The place where he said, "You are not my people."
There it shall be said, "You are the people."
So this, but the Lord say He's gonna bring. Say, in the land where we was put to shame,
Give us fame.
He's gonna give us
Fame,
Just like they call we niggas and all these things in this land. Hey, we gonna be famous. He's gonna give us fame.
That's part of that. Our shame is also our glory. We are the men.
There's a scripture says that.
Yeah.
There's a shame that leadeth to glory and rich.
That was made it favor of the people. Yeah, you mean? But with the Proverbs,
that's right.
I can change all of that. Go ahead, brother.
Continue, right. But thou, O godless man.
Who's the godless man? He's a godless man. You see, throughout the Bible, right, you will see that it's about nations. There's a nation that is of the Most High, and then there's a nation, two main nations, you know, a nation that is not, a nation that is not. Today in the Christian church, they don't deal with the topic of nations. You know what they'll be dealing with? Just binding Satan holy. They be buying Satan. Like buying, who is Satan? Who is the Satan incarnate? Who is that godless man?
Right.
We gotta be real.
Cornelius was a just man and devout. He was a godless. So show the he was an Israelite. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But that just goes back to one who uphold the law.
Can. And he saw grace
So
in
the
law
uphold the law.
every single day.
Prayer as a right, the Lord say, you know, he don't sleep full.
Yeah.
Forsakers of brother.
It's prayer of Azariah 1 and outside verse 8 it says, wherefore all that thou hast brought upon us and everything that thou hast done to us, thou hast done in true judgment.
Yeah, so it shows that the Most High ain't wicked. Everything that the Lord do is in true judgment, righteous judgment. Right?
And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies.
Lord deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies.
Lawless.
Like that just reward for we crime.
Lawless enemies, man.
Godless and lawless enemies.
Lawless enemies.
If I could say as well, this prayer of Azariah, just for edification's sake, for clarity, prayer of Azariah, if you have a hard copy apocrypha, it's three holy children, right? It'll be written here, three holy children, and Azariah was the brother of Mishael and Ananiah, or Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That is what this prayer of Azariah is about. So going back to the time of Daniel, is the time period this was documented.
It says, most hateful forsakers of the Most High, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the earth. All the world.
You don't ask all these nations who is the most, they say, hey, the white man.
Can.
He's the most wicked, he's the most violent man.
Look what we saying. The word could say it to them.
When you know, when
But
you
let's say because the words that we speaking, when the prophet speak, the Lord had to act on the words.
Can.
So when Esau fully come to the concept, well, I can't really say it like that, because when the Lord really put that spirit upon them angels to work upon the king, because the elect see, because that what his prophecy say in Revelation 7. Hurt not the earth, nor the tree, nor the seas, until I see the prophets in their forehead. Right? The angels had to come on the four corners of the planet earth and put it in the spirit and set it up that World War III takes place. But we know that's only going to take place after the prophecy of the MOT be fulfilled.
Can.
Because simultaneous with World War III is going to be the deliverance of the saints.
That's right.
So Esau is going to recognize now that he have a short time. When things like to understand that, boy, the more them speak, boy, the more the Lord bringing them words to pass. Because the Lord, he said, he said, I put my name above.
I'm trying to find out praise.
Yeah,
This
boy.
I can't remember. You know this song, man. And they want you to say, leave me alone, man. My neighbor. And you clearly hear here, the Spirit, the Lord is born by His word.
Yeah.
So when the Lord's men speak, Lord, oh shit, boy, you know about that come true. Acts on it.
What?
138, Psalms 138 verse 2.
So what? So I've been, there's something, you know, like them things looking from the beginning, and I just can't find it back no matter how much you word it. Yeah.
Psalms 138 verse 2. They will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth, for thou hast magnified thy word above thy name.
And where's the word? Where's the word? This is the word that he said. He said what? This is Numbers 23 and 20, 19. Numbers 23 and 19. And the Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Had he said, and shall he not do it? Or had he spoken, and shall he not make it good? You understand? So it's judgment upon this damn devil. I have one for you here real quick. This Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Yasharallah and set them in their own land. And that's basically what Balaam saw. They shall dwell quiet in tents, in their tents. How beautiful that was. Right? That so much so that he wished that he was an Israelite.
That's right.
It says, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now you remember that reprobate one in Granny Sunday?
Yeah.
The nations will be joined. No. Them strangers is Israelite foreigners. That's right. Going back to the same Job. I didn't finish that Job. I want to go back to that Job.
And that is happening. That cleaving from the strangers to the Israelites is happening now. It's happening now. Whereas each and every brother that you see here is now cleaving to their like. After having been in the world, lost, cut off from their identity, right? We've been Gentiles in the flesh. We are now today cleaving to our true identity. Beginning with the teachings that was passed down to us from the elders and apostles and even their teachers that taught them, right? They woke up knowing that they were Israelites. They became the Israel that we cleaved unto. Get that? And from that cleaving to the Israelites, or to our people, to our like, is the way he's going to bring us and set us in that land. That's why Isaiah 14 is telling you.
It says, for the Lord will have mercy upon Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they
They
were.
were.
And they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
So the rest of the verses there explains or makes it clear that verse 1 isn't talking about the other nations. Because it said when the brother read on that they're going to take them captive, whose captives they
They
were.
were.
The nation of Israel were captive to the other nations.
Can.
You understand? So if they're taking them captive, whose captives they were, the captors cannot cleave in verse 1. The captors going in captivity. You understand that? So the strangers have to be the Israelites. Israel that didn't know they were Israelites, and then cleave, like we're happening now, cleaving to their true identity.
First Maccabees 2:10. What nation had not had a part in a kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
Question asked, what nation didn't benefit from us? What nation didn't benefit from us being down and under? What nation didn't take advantage of us being the Israelites, not knowing who we are? All these other nations, none of them came and said, you all are the true Israelites, you know? Time for all to wake up. Now they're opening vaults, but too late. It's too late. The damage already done. And the work already.
The apostles been teaching that. Brothers and Diana, they bought the Russian icon book. We've been know about what Russia had.
Come on.
But that was done to validate who is the true man.
That is it.
Yeah, because the Revelation 12, when it talk about the earth healthy woman, most of these things we already seen it. You want to find the chariots and the seabed. It proves a lot of things that's been seen for years. It goes in. That's why this whole thing goes into faith. The generation have no faith. For we to say the Lord coming to save us, that is faith. We need to believe that the Lord really will come back to rule over our pressures.
Looking like madmen.
Yeah.
That's something like
I'm gonna
madmen.
rule you. I'm gonna fly one day. Them things something like fairy tale to them.
To stand up here and to say, hey, look, we know the story of this hill. There was a chariot that come and land on this hill. And the chariots often visit this hill. Have a brother on somebody on TikTok.
On TikTok, yeah.
On a morning, he just showed the chariot that's be right close to here. Right? When a chariot came on this hill already, it was recorded, right? And shoot straight up. Right? So we're saying that salvation is going to come by what? A rapture or a raping or taken by force up into a UFO, right? It's far-fetched. Yeah.
But
they make all the money.
don't
listen to them there. Yeah.
But the thing is, why I say faith is because the Lord often leaves faith boosters for we. When the scripture talk about in Hebrews 6 that the Lord has immutable things, two immutable things. He swear by no greater, but he swear by himself. These things, like, it make you say, yeah, well, if the Lord say two immutable things, one of the immutable things is what? That you cannot lie. Right. And then the next one is what? It's my mind in Hebrews 6, right? If you can bring it,
The immutability of his counsel.
yeah, because unchangeable,
That's
right? If unchangeable, he cannot lie. So we know that for sure, the things that he said is going to come to pass. Like, that one is also faith.
Our next immutable thing is when he said, if you believe that the Father raised up Yahweh Shai, also believe that he will raise you up.
Right, so when you were saying that, the man was talking to Rami and saying that you could be like my son and you could be, but the Lord said, no, we're going to be like him.
Yeah.
When he returns, we're going to be like him. Them is the things that these things is faith boosters. They don't see
We heard the truth and it makes us fear. Yes, God.
poor rich and faith.
Peter Fox turn.
Yeah.
The second Maccabees 1, I'll start at verse 27. He said, gather those that are scattered from us, deliver them that serve among the heathen.
Who was scattered? Who was scattered? The whose was not scattered. Oh, we went through what was the cost. Right? What was the cost? When they already go into the cost, the real cost, or you all know what I'm saying, they have a truck let us call it before. Right? When they go into that cost, the true cost was when we were taken from the west coast and interiors of Africa and shipped in the triangular slave trade. That's the true hauling, the true cost. Put two and two together. Go ahead.
them that serve among the heathen.
Deliver them that serve among the heathen.
Okay, but the curse is right.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 28. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it want for all things. You can serve your enemies for one of all things.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend unto thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be made the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Let's talk about the Elam. Elam say, Oliver.
Yeah, we the central bank who only the most of the clothing franchise, the water,
Who running shit. Jumping on to verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. Jumping up to verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, upon thy seed forever. So they see me sign and they wonder, and not forever, it's not eternity, by the way. But they see that sign, and they see that wonder, and they think that, hey, guess what? We are talk forever now, boy. Is a shit. What if J. Cool look like a Elam Muslim say yesterday? Or even the Elamite was really breaking it down, right? Elamite was breaking it down that when the Hindus get married, is the woman coming on the horse? And when the Muslim get married, the man coming on the horse. It's closer to more righteousness. You understand? Because the man coming in that glory, that dignity. You understand? But
Yeah, he say, deliver them that serve among the heathen. Look upon them that are despised and abhorred, and let the heathen know that thou art our power.
yeah, because right now all the heathen seen is what servants upon horses and princes as what? Servants on the land.
And the precept if I'm reading for you, that's
Well,
the one I quoted. Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. I have seen servants upon horses
Right?
and
Israel.
princes.
Israel, they think that this wonder is going to be forever. But guess what? There's an end. Everything going to be turned right side up, back into its natural order. These nations were made to serve us, not we them. Ezra says so. If the earth be for our sakes, how come these heathen that have ever been reputed as
Nothing.
have become Lord over us, and we have not an inheritance?
Can.
Verse 28, he said, punish them that oppress us, and with pride do us wrong.
Punish them that oppress us. When they go to the Job 35 and 9, they say what? We cry out by reason of oppression at the hand of the mighty. Right? So there's a people that crying out. Who crying out? Who feels it? Knows it? Who crying out? We living in the so-called third world country where we feel first world fucking pain, boy.
Can.
Right? Go on social media. Just go on social media. Anywhere across the world, I'm watching this video now. Go on social media. Go on what is this some of them Instagram thing news site. News before news. There's a local Instagram page. News before news. It's on Facebook too. It have something TNT. Alert TNT. Right? Go on here and Allen. See who crying out. See who crying out for heavy taxation through the oppression of the licensing authority and the police you have fucking police robbing you. Yeah, we have police in full fatigue or bandits and police and thief is one. There's one right now. You understand? All you have to do is just stay in the spirit. But 2/3 of us stay in the spirit. Jake was stay in the spirit. Agree with that adversary quickly. Look at them.
Verse 29. He said, plant thy people again in the holy place as Moses had spoke.
Can.
So you see who going back there? Same Israelite. Not no spiritual Israel. Same Israel from back for the scripture saying in Ecclesiastes, there's no end of a people. Right?
Hey, just shalom, Yabashim and Shai Bashim, Kakadash Rakata, to the elders and the brothers, the apostles and the coming board, Alamanatazak. Natazak Basala.
Can also, as you say, plant the people again. So to plant these people again, these people who in the land had to be plucked out. Because the Lord ain't gonna plant people in the land with them heathens there. You understand? The Lord's people had to sit on the throne in that land. The scripture says Jeremiah 3:17, Jerusalem shall be known as the throne of the Most High. His people has to be in power in that land. The other nations, what they're going to be doing in that land, they're going to be serving. They're going to be receiving instructions. They're going to be receiving stripes. you're going to be receiving that rod of iron rulership that we're going to have over there.
That's after bashing in head. As soon as a bear left off of the path, bang! No curry casca do. No curry casca do. No roast snake. Right? No conch. No river fish. Right?
Oral circumcision.
No oral circumcision.
slaughter.
Yeah.
Exactly, I want to think, but that tool I'm trying to get rebates from that whole circumcision kind of thing.
The rabbi.
There's no way it's going to tell you to go for a little man rod, like pedophilia, sickness.
Just to back up the precept that I've just read, this Sirach 36 and 1, it says, have mercy on us, O Lord, power of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power, as thou wast sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us, and let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no God, no power, only thou.
Yeah, because the heathen always dismayed by the signs of heaven. Right? They believe in the stars of God, the moon. Muslims up to this day, the stars, sun, moon come together. Right? The Ramadan, the holy month, and all that kind of shit. Nah. If there be anything, they all subservient to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. And Surah 43 tell you, all these follow the command of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Because angels in charge of the rotation, the operation of these planets, these stars, all of them are there to send us, the Israelites, the message from Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
It says, show new signs and make other strange wonders.
Like for example, I'll show you brothers. When they go through ancient all almanacs, calendars, and they show you the moon cycle. The moon cycle, waxing and waning, is always vertical. Right? The moon is vertical, the light is vertical. When you watch it, right now, it's turned to a horizontal position. Right? The light side and the dark side of the moon, the dark side facing north or up. If it was to say north in the sky, up, and the light side to the bottom.
Facing
There's
north,
something strange, there's something new. Right?
I saw some, and even in the sea, since 2017, 18, started show up different stars. Because normally you just see like when the continents don't change. So constellations are constellation don't change. But it has some stars appearing at the rising of the moon, and when it's sun down, you see them going down with the moon. So you see three, you see two, you see one, and you see none. So
Star, no, it was just pointing. Right, no, now it's our
next one,
star right
next day.
so yeah, I see that
Yeah, so it's like the whole thing is strange thing.
Right, so Esau seeing these things, they have the Hubble, they have the James Webb, right? They're seeing these things, right? And they know that the time's short. Everybody should they say what? Ask now your monthly prognosticators and your astrologers. Esau see it. This is why Esau's agitated right now.
Now you go.
Are you going to get like these signs in heaven? What about these signs?
Which is the uproar of the people. And who make it? Who has it that way? Esau. Because if you get the people what they need, everybody cool. Think about it. You listen to some of the conversations on Twitter and Jake, right? Right now they'll tell you, hey, when the UNC was in power, yeah, they was different, but guess what? They were still sharing, they still distributed, the people was happy. No, sharing to everybody. Their own receive the greater portion. But as it should be. Because that's what racist means. Prefer your own race. Nothing wrong with that, no. Because we're going to be racial as hell. But our power is a racist, he's a fascist, he's a separatist. He called all the other nations nothing. He equate them as what? As a drop of a bucket or a spittle. In what? You don't even consider fucking a bowl now. A spittle, you don't consider.
When you look at it, right? To divide something, to separate something. That is form of racism too, you know. To separate something. And the same thing, with the Lord done, Yahushua coming to do the same thing. But he coming to separate the sheep from the goats. And he told the sheep, come, blessed ye of my father, inherit the kingdom. So the goat's not going to get the same portion. And then the video we did earlier on, there's no equality in your Basha.
Hey,
show the scriptures, right? You can see the root here. Number 2. There's no fear in the scripture.
F-A-I-R.
A-I-R?
Yeah.
Is that in the scripture?
Yeah.
I mean, that word there is not in the scripture. Right? They have right, they have wrong. The scripture say, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay.
He will tell you that in the kingdom, every man will get his stuff according to his right. So every man got the one. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Right? Continue. It says, show new signs and make other strange wonders, glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wonderful works. It says, raise up indignation and pour out wrath, take away the adversary and destroy the enemy.
Indignation and destroy enemies. I told Jesus,
Meek and mild.
I thought that this guy thought God is only good all the time, according to the Christians. But that's a prayer. That's a prayer. That's a prayer for the downfall of our enemies, brother.
That's right.
That's a prayer for the downfall of our enemies, big man.
Because here this part, because here what the Lord tell us, so pray for this. Here this part, it says, make the time short, remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works. Yeah. So when you look at the covenant and you remember all these things, and even go to Deuteronomy 20 and our 7, I believe, when he says, when your enemy come before you, they're going to run 7 ways. Scatter 7. You know, the Lord, remember the covenant, Lord, the oppression from these fuckers is great. So deal with them great.
That's how they are moving.
Yeah.
That's like how they have jigs in different lances. In different lances, all lances. He like you and have. In his own quarter, you gonna have different readings. So they took up this cat. Devise a plan.
I want quick again to Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 12. It says, for who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment?
He said, for the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yoshai, your power is power of God.
Is what?
Is power of God.
Is the power of God. Right, so you understand that? So here, he's the power of God. So if a God have a power, you understand it? They have to go to a source for they have to go to a source. So Satan is what? Satan is a lesser God.
Can.
One and
Hey.
six.
So like, in the
The
precept is,
sons of God came and
President
Lord
says
say we're to and fro in the earth.
Yeah.
He is the power of Satan. Satan is a God on the left. And the physical incarnation of that is what Esau.
Esau, Edom.
He's the power of God. Why?
And some back that up. There's Psalms 82:1. Just real quick. It says Psalm of Asaph. Power Yahweh standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods.
and that was the precept I was bringing the verse 2 verse I have. We just talk about, we bring out in 2 Ezra 3 and verse 16. Right? There's Deuteronomy 10 and verse 15. He said, only the Lord had delighted thy fathers to love them. And he chose their seed after them. Even you above all. So even though he put Esau by, he was rejected.
Is that Abraham, Isaac, and Esau? But in Jacob shall thy seed be called.
And this world kind of try to lessen the power of the Lord in a sense. They try to make the Lord look like, he's just some fly man. I look at the people, that are suffering, he's seen about them.
They say that even their own shepherd
Pity them not.
Yeah, and that the Lord would not require it.
Yeah, but I just always be glad that when they calling on the name and that they be saying Jesus,
And Hashem.
that they don't be saying they don't be calling on the real true name when they trying to make it look.
They can't call on the true name. They can't call on
I'm
the true
trying to
name.
mention it has some of them that they don't understand the kind of, like scripture says, how much sour punishment shall be done unto them. That men calling themselves one body in Yahweh Shai and they go off. Scripture talks about taking the name of the Lord in vain. That men have the name of the Lord in vain.
What was this gator? The gator looking, the fat crocodile guy.
He's calling the Lord name.
Our shiny guy.
Like the swine thing.
Yeah.
Just get mentioned here.
David.
Yeah, big fat mouth, but he got all this. Come and see what we got here. Oh, an abomination.
Yes, he come
The man he's can't wait to a holiday here to declare the name of the Lord, to declare all the
Folly.
man can't wait.
Abomination.
The man just thanks just to show you the big man.
Yeah, and it's so his destruction will be televised the same way.
When scripture say Isaiah 66.
Yeah, the mobile.
Psalm 78 and 41. Yeah, they turn back. Tempted the most sight and limited. it's a forget. Because at that time when the name of the Lord was these men, Joshua 2. Joshua 2. But alright.
If you catch it, when they say, if we call upon the Lord, pass them by, they call up, they come upon, destroy them.
But that way they were have had the harlot, so you what am I doing here? Well, you know, want to do the thing, boy, like they said. I see it in my family, and then you tell, I can never escape. We good. But she hear that name, but I consider she gets frightened about them. She consider.
Alright.
I want to back you up real quick. The wisdom of Solomon 12:17. For when men will not believe that thou art of a full power, thou showest thy strength.
We know and we believe. Being of the hopeful elect. We know and we believe. There are men who know and do believe. Because just how he is a rewarder of them that do good, he is also a rewarder of them that do evil. And he said, behold, my reward is with me. Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to render unto every man that he has done. Good. Good are you?
The brother bring out, you know, the wicked shall be turned into hell, and I the curse the Lord gonna bring upon him. Because the scripture talk about, I think, Deuteronomy 30 and verse 7.
And our scripture that call two-thirds wicked. Yeah. So the wicked shall be turned into hell. No hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished.
And it's a yapa thing that they do believe that the Lord has all that power. It's yapa because when he come now,
It's a surprise.
and to distribute.
When the jaw get dropped, brother.
Yeah.
Jaw get dropped.
So I read it here. It says, for when men will not believe that thou art of a full power, thou showest thy strength among them, and among them that know it, thou manifest their boldness.
Yo, should I come in and flexi tracks?
Yes, and the part,
Flexi bikes. Come on. You understand?
but the upper part is when it say, and amongst them that know it, make boldness manifest. So the men,
In on that big screen to see Esau, I said to me it was the Revelation 12 and 9. Satan and his angels, right? Yeah, when the jet fighters come and they head to the roadway, head with the full sound effects, and then when the chopper coming through, like going through the buildings, right? And they had the combatants in the buildings, man. And he said a fire in that building, everything dead, everything shut down, everything dead. You understand? Imagine the Lord saying that is flesh. There is nothing that weak. When the Lord come, irrefutable, indisputed. Remember the video Elder Barack brought out? Right? When the chariot touched down on the airfield, a 3.5 earthquake happened. And it came out basically like Judites in black suits with weapons, big ass weapons, and they had a look, their countenance was a look that they had never been defeated.
Can.
Right? Look of victory. You look at victory, they never they've been Esau know this, you know. Esau know this, you know. The cartoons that we grew up on.
big man.
Esau know this.
Can.
Funny enough, I wasn't into all that reading shit. You understand? I wasn't into all that reading shit, but I remember like I was breaking out here this morning. He-Man. Because they have some new series of He-Man on Netflix. Masters of the Universe, whatnot. When they go into the story, right? Hordax. Hey, going on you have Avengers with Thor, with Thanos and all these kind of things. And going above all. Right? All this, yeah boy. Watch that. Watch that. Hey, if someone can get on the camera, that'll be beautiful. Get on the camera. Esau can't make that. Oh no, they do. They have.
Birds flying, so the Lord will not.
A bird just hovering in the air. And then he moved.
Beautiful right there. Hey, Alahayam created those. Not Esau, Alahayam. Right? The name of Yahweh. Yeah.
Few people ever witness what we just see there, you know. Few people.
As I talk about the choppers and these things, just saying Isaiah 31 and 3, say no, the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit.
Yeah. So when they go back to these cartoons, Esau know these things. And guys, Esau just, the apostles always say, you know, to be a gold and globe winner, and all these, to win all them awards, you have to have a good knowledge of the scriptures. Steven Spielberg wasn't shit. He just studied the scriptures.
Right over.
You understand? He studied the scriptures. Yeah.
And that
Next one
That
again.
thought came in my mind there concerning that precept which says Esau's horses, chariots of flesh. A lot of the things that is done by the carnal nature, right? Birds, even certain animals, the strength that they portray, Esau is able to mimic.
Yeah.
He observed them. He observed the flesh and he's able to mimic what happened in the flesh. He kind of mimic disappearing and reappearing.
Salakia. Then they worship, they observe, they mimic, and then they worship it. The creature, what the,
Let me get it. Let me talk Roman again.
right,
Can't
and that
mimic the spirit.
when they go back to the Lord, that what the Lord say, make no graven image of things above, no things on the earth, and worship it. Right? Because what was above? The chariots was in the sky. The sun and the moon in the sky.
Can.
The stars in the sky. And that what that is like, and that's what the heathen used to do. Jeremiah 10. Right? Jeremiah 10. So when they do all that, and they call that wisdom, because science is just used to know. So they watch the patterns, they watch the behavior, they watch the animals. He saw fast bombers in the shape of a bird. Well, plenty of them in shapes of birds. I forget the name of the bird. Like I seen it all in my mind, but I can't think. They have a plane, they have a jet that has come up vertically.
Can.
They don't need a runway, it will come up vertically. Right? They had that big that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right? When Arnold Schwarzenegger was a safety girl and he fly that plane, he come up and he shoot them in the building.
And that True Lies you're talking about with Jamie Lee Curtis.
And that's so you probably because just recently I was reading something about
Yeah, boy.
what Iran tell Israel that they have
Right,
things
in the
that
thermal
they have
camera.
missile weapons that they haven't seen yet. You understand? So imagine what Russia and what these other nations have.
Imagine what Russia, imagine America.
America things too, yeah, we know that.
America
What the
thinks
super
too.
soldiers and what they have on their
All that-
GI Joe suits and thing.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
that,
they
all,
be playing
all that
that.
thing. They have the G.I. Joe suits, they have the clones.
Yeah.
They have the clones. They have those who have nanobots. When they watch the last episode of the last big
Shut.
blockbuster G.I. Joe, when Cobra come and man thing and the snake bite him. What go on? The nanobots push out
For the poison. Can.
Wait does he say? Wait does he say? He said they've been programmed not to, I don't think he said program, but basically they don't have no fear and thing in them.
Yeah, that's what the Lord sent. Big guns.
Yeah.
Michael the Archangel going and touch them.
It's,
Angels reaching on the scene.
it's still, watch man, he's still bringing out all the guns and it's still ain't gonna be a fair fight. It ain't gonna be a fair fight. Yeah, it's not gonna be a fair fight.
This is the book of Psalm chapter 50, verse 22, but to the point of time, it said, now consider this, ye that forget Yahweh Hashem Yoshai,
The nations, two-thirds of Israel, right? Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is not good all the time. He's a power of judgment and by him actions are weak. Right?
and it said, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver.
And none to deliver. Yeah.
God.
Like, go back to the movie and read anyway. Someone said, who shall sing? Who shall get back first for edification? Who will not say to the Lord when he comes and he will us? Right? Let's read the word. Someone saw that one. 12. For who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment? Or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish? Or who shall come and stand against thee to be revenged of the unrighteous man? Who will not come up and say that? The Lord say, consider that I come and tear you in pieces. That is the Lord being cocky as you know he could do that.
Right, Judah?
God.
Yeah.
And I like I was watching the movie Superman when Lex Luthor telling Superman that he was Kal-El, all powerful, or you can be all powerful and if you all good. So if he so that man know that the Lord is bring forth judgment. He didn't know who did. That's why they don't understand that they do that is sin, that they protect the class. They are all these things, thinking that hey, and the whole thing about it, they thinking that you know, we are as a nation asleep now. God is gonna raise up his remnant, and we gonna. And when you seeing this right now, that's why we know he quick in his boots. That's why I see all these what I and well.
Yeah.
And
He can pursue the woman, but his woman crying out because she husband boy. He wanted to keep her separated from all of them. Nah, they crying out, big man. You know, he be crying. But the Lord sent him for the big guns and big man. Twinkling of an eye. Hey, you know, put on all the stuff in his left, brother.
and
This is Proverbs 30 and verse 30. That's at the 29. There be three things which go well, they four are comely in their going. A lion which is strongest amongst beasts, and turn it not away for any. The Lord come in that lion-like spirit. Right? And you know what? Till it.
And this is just something
This is
fast.
lion.
And this is just something fast. We go back to King David. You understand? Because we know we represent the house of King David. And King David slew a lion. So you imagine how he like going on.
Maybe host.
God, lion and bears.
Maybe host a
God.
Samson killed a lion too, right?
Yeah, he tore a lion in pieces. Tore a lion.
When he finished destroying the Philistines, he still had that rage in him. He still had that power in now Puma in him. He couldn't fuck up a lion.
Puma big man.
Out of one man, chase 1,000 and
Yeah, boy.
to fly. 10,000 to fly.
Isaiah 42 and 13. For the Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. Say, I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Nor will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once.
He's not going to meet them as a man. Before the Lord come, he was silent and thing. With a joy sword. Yeah.
He gets slaughtered, beat by the Romans,
Right.
Yeah, the patient. I will add, when I hear the God talk from the Judite now, hear the Judite bust up him out now because I Jacob, you know. The bust him out first, you know.
Yeah. What the scripture say? The scripture say, the innocent and righteous blood cried for me. But when the scripture talk about the under the altar, what he say? He give them white robes, he give them and tell them go and chill for about a moment.
This is Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh quick, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. So amen.
With them clothes, with them numbers.
If you look at the characteristics of a lion, which we learn from National Geographic, the lion not actually there, but his roar goes throughout miles through the jungle that every animal who is the prey, they know to clear out.
The lion will come here,
Yeah.
and it will send a serious roar. And it will just sort of stretch out all across there, and the other animals will know, look, yo, nah, boy, king here, boy, I get across there.
It has been found that certain animals die of heart attack because of the roar of a lion. Certain animals' heart so weak that when he roared, they drop dead.
What?
So if the Lord is likened unto a lion, he don't even have to bring his physical presence yet for men's heart to feel them.
When the Lord speak, he will turn on like tremendous collapse.
Come.
Then by that voice, then by that song.
The men of the Lord, Esau, Edom, fearing Yahweh Bashem Yahushua ain't come yet through the prophecies.
Hebrews 1:16, let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need.
Come boldly.
Let us come boldly like a lion. You understand? You have it there?
Hebrews 12:17 again, for when men will not believe that thou art of a full power, thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest.
Manifest.
Among them that what?
Know it.
Know it. So the ones that already know, the ones that have the knowledge, they are bold as a lion, righteous as bold as a lion.
Yeah, even the prophecies, even before the prophecies that make men of the Lord bold, because as you see something pop up, it's like, wait, call a lion, something happen. We've been speaking about the feed something within you. Even when we now come from the sea, and as we reach up on land, we go on news one time on the brothers' video to see what popping off. You understand? Yeah, because so when you see these things, the Lord showing his strength after the great things, like in Dubai, for instance, right now. Dubai underwater. You understand? Yeah, they feel like they have money, they could bring a sea to the desert, and they could a city to the desert, and they could bring in the water, and they could do the thing, and carry up the building straight up to the heavens.
Because the tallest building in the world.
You know?
Burj Khalifa is in Dubai. And
Ah.
one of the proud citizens of the name. Because the Lord had to repent for making it for destroy the tower of Babel.
What?
You
I thought else.
Big man had a show who
Nah, boy.
yeah. Mention the flooding, Big man show.
And that's the same thing with the Titanic. He's also called
Yeah, you so come, but
I say he's
yeah,
jig.
if he's so.
What statement made with the Titanic? They say not even
Even
go
go
on.
on, sink
Could sink the ship.
Ah.
Sink it.
One time. One time.
One
One time.
time. Just talk about out of the mouth of dead life and dead person and things. Why you say things like that?
Ah.
Who's the ships, yeah, who's that great
The
Leviathan.
Lord not taking our reproach. He's not taking our reproach at all. You have something else?
Yeah, 1 John 4:17. Hearing is all love made perfect. That we may have boldness.
That we have boldness. In the scripture said the righteous are as bold as a lion. But the wicked flee when no man pursue it. Why?
In the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world.
That was what was a Masala man. 5 is in the Bible. Which is understanding great boldness. The great boldness. You have yours for me.
This is the book of Micah chapter 4 verse 11. That will read the KJ.
Right, in Micah 4:11, I read, now also many nations are gathered against thee. They say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel, for he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor.
Those job floor is a threshing floor.
They're punishing them. Verse 13, it says, arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make the hooves brass. Right? So I was going to even in our horn.
Give me that spiritual power, big man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, can.
Thank you,
Yeah.
comment, awesome.
Right? I'm going to horn.
Good evening.
And it says a horn of strength.
Yeah, big channel here.
Right? Flask, a horn, like projections of the altar of rays of light.
So that's what laser beams.
Laser beams.
Nice laser beams.
Laser
Bright
beams.
bird. You talk about that, bright birds. You
So
talk about that.
you understand when I was showing the X-Men, like, what you call them again? Cyclops?
Cyclops.
We can go with him in the Lord.
Oh gosh, the one who had these zigzags. Superman.
Superman can, yeah, but
Dark side.
Dark side, Superman can.
Hey, dark side on bad.
But if you look when they describe Cyclops' ability, they say his ability comes from a different dimension.
We shall be like him,
We shall be like him.
for we shall see him as he is.
Yeah. So that's one of the rewards of this work, right? To be given transformation, right? To be given it, because that's the blessing that the elect of Israel gonna have. Not all Israel gonna be super. They're gonna be super to the extent that they're immortal. Them powers and that level is for what the elect are gonna have. But that is gonna be used to what subjugate the nations.
Even in second and just, they say that one told and all the rest of it is Yahweh. So he will have told and them. Now the elected nation of Israel, them go be told and them.
That's right, yeah.
So with that, we pray the lessons that the family board business one and glory to.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh.
Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.